How about that? I just won 2 in a row in fantasy football. That is my first winning streak of the season. Now, before I get into this, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification to keep growing this channel. Now let's get into it. So it was week 9 of fantasy football. My team, the Rooftop Korean, yes, I'm Korean, I won 122.7 to 95.8 against FanPrice, and he was a 6-1, 7-1 team at the time. So it was a huge upset, to say the least. My top scorer was the tight end Schultz from the Houston Texans, thanks to CJ Stroud just being amazing. Then Deontay Johnson and my Korean boy, Young Ho Koo. He was also the one with 19 points. So those are my top 3 scorers. FanPrice's top scorers were A.J. Brown, Joe Mixon, and Myers. Now let's take a look and see at his scoreboard and see what he could have done, because he did lose by over 20 points, almost 30. And there's not really much he really could have done, really not much at all. So he was kind of screwed, and I didn't really leave anyone in the bench either. So it was a handily victory for me. Next, guys, Jigbus with Attitude, who was 3-5 at the time, against the Dirty Birds, who was 4-4. He has now won, and it looks like Jigbus with Attitude, with that victory, he has now won, I believe 3 in a row. So he's really been climbing out of a hole. And let's take a look and see what really happened. So it was Jalen Hurts who carried the way along with CeeDee Lamb, really carried that team. And it was, and let me see about the Dirty Birds. Chargers defense did really well, but nothing else that he really, unfortunately, could have done to save himself from that game. Now the Macaroni and Cheese, they just destroyed Cougar Advance in embarrassing fashion, 126.5 to 76. Macaroni and Cheese now jumps to 4-5. Cougar Advance is dropping to 3-6. Now he's in my tier. His top scorer was the running back from the Patriots, Stevenson, and Amari Cooper of the Cleveland Browns. And then for Cougar Advance, I mean, there's nothing much he could have done. Only 2 of his players scored in double figures, and even if he put anyone from the bench, it would have made no difference. And now the GGEZ now is 4-5. He destroyed Epic C Films, 131.7 to 86.5. So both of them are going to be 4-5. They are in that hunt for the playoffs. For GGEZ, he had 3 top scorers. There were Josh Allen, Rachaad White, and Browns defense. I mean, when you're playing against Cardinals, what do you really expect, right? And then the Epic C Films top scorers were Josh Jacobs and Cade Otton. But man, did his team just get trashed. Geno Smith was awful with 2.6 points. Seahawks defense just got absolutely shelled. And nothing in that bench would have saved him at all. Next, we got, this was a very marquee matchup, could be potential championship teams to play against each other. Bella Check Yourself defeated Chase D's Nuts, where Chase D's Nuts, he finally lost. He was actually perfect going 8-0, and Bella Check Yourself just ended that winning streak, 120.6 to 101.6. Top scorers for him was Stephon Diggs. And for Chase D's Nuts, he had Tank Dell do really well for him, 29.6. But other than that, didn't really do well at all. And no one in his bench really could have saved him, it really seems to be. Unfortunately for him. Not so much for me, because he's still dissing on my team. He's still not over the fact that I beat him by 0.01. And last but not least, AutoDraft just destroyed the bye week named Seattle Water Bottles, who now drops to 1-8. How did he even get that first win to begin with? He doesn't even check his team. But hey, he still participates in some way, I guess. So Auto Draft won 93.9 to 76.4, and it was a very handled victory. There's nothing much he could have done. I think maybe if he actually checks his team, he actually could have won this game and actually could have helped me for the playoffs. Nope. But Chase These Nuts had Tua, Austin Eckler, but it wasn't really an impressive victory. I mean, you beat that kind of team. And now, here are the standings. Belichick yourself is now first seed because Chase These Nuts was number 2. And you got Fan Price at number 3. Jigbus with Attitude now at 4. And this is actually insane. From the seeds of 4 through 9, everyone is tied. So that means everyone's in the hunt. So it's going to be a really nasty set of tiebreakers if everything was like this. But here's how it is from number 4. Jigbus with Attitude, 4 and 5. Auto Draft, 4 and 5. Dirty Birds, 4 and 5. Epic Sea Films, 4 and 5. GGEZ, 4 and 5. Macaroni and Cheese, 4 and 5. So that's the 4 through 9, and it's all going to heavily depend on tiebreakers. And now, me, 3 and 6, I am still 1 game back. The bad part of this week, though, even with my victory, it was the fact that everyone else won that were ahead of me. So basically, everything offset, but had I lost, I'd be down 2 games. Cougar Advance is now 3 and 6. Looks like he's pretty much out of it. And Seattle Water Bottles is pretty much safe to say he's out of it. But it says he's not mathematically eliminated, though. But he's now only a 1% chance to even make the playoffs. Still 3 games out, but he doesn't even check his team. So he's pretty much just doomed. But for me, I still have a chance. So hopefully I can make smart moves going into next week. And who in the world do I play next week? I play Epic Sea Films. So this is a great opportunity for me to pick up a game on him since it is someone that actually matters. Last week it didn't really matter other than staying alive because the other guy is just way ahead of me. And there's a lot of 4 and 5 matchups next week. So something to look forward to. So I think this is going to be a very important week for fantasy football for my league. But that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell to get more content like this because I want to keep pushing this. It's all about the grind. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.